I'm just doing a quick film. He doesn't even know I'm doing this, but I'm going to add it to when I do my live painting. Of course, my phone doesn't want to focus. He is repairing this. I'll show you what he's repairing. That board is missing, and so he's repairing it so that eventually I can paint it. And then we can find it a new home. And then I think he's just going to clamp it across and let it sit for a day or so for the repair. Oh, he's gluing it up. All
just
pieces.
like a little, this one's just barely separated.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I see they're all moving. Okay. I'm all ready to paint this piece and get it all jazzed up, but I have to wait for it to be repaired. I need to learn how to do repairs so that I don't have to put everything on his load as far as chores and stuff to get done, so I can get stuff done.
Or at least one. Can you film and grab a handle on this and squeeze? When I say so.
Is this the squeezer?
Yeah. Yeah. Alright.
Squeeze?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm helping
As
because
tight as you can.
I can't.
Alright. Alright, look.
I thought it was gonna be like a. Alright, maybe I should put the thing down, stop filming, and let him.
Now I need the rubber mallet.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna beat something with a rubber mallet. So you're gonna beat something now? Sorry, it's loud.
Kind of similar to when we did the chair. Put a clamp on that.
Yeah, what's the purpose of this? Of the clamp, of the...
Hammer?
Yeah.
To make everything flush. So
Okay.
it all, because right now you can see it goes here, dips down, comes up, that's flat, and then comes up. So.
There, this angle's better for filming that. Alright, you guys.
Alright. From here, I'm just going to put some more clamps on.
Okay. And then how long are you going to let it dry?
Overnight.
Perfect. Newest project. Newest project. Does have some issues. Happy Sunday. So I am painting this rescued trunk bench chest. It's not the same one that I just did, the blue one that you saw. This one, we did a live the other day of Jason repairing the boards. This was actually found ready to go to the dump, unfortunately, and it's real wood and it's vintage. Let me bring it down now. And well, first, and so on the side, the wood slats had come apart, so it was totally dismantled. And Jason repaired it with Gorilla Glue and some techniques, including clamping, and let it clamp. I think it was 2 days. So as I'm painting it, I realized let's real quick go live and show you that you can find things and change them up. So I know I'm going to be in the way a little bit, but I've already painted the top. So what I did was, this was real wood, but it's that like 70s wood that's not so popular with veneer. And so after he repaired all the cracks and the wood missing and got it to one piece again, this is a coat of Boss, B-O-S-S by Dixie Belle. It's basically a primer to block odors, stains, and smells. And so it comes in white, and that's Boss there. So the natural wood veneer got painted with Boss. I let it dry overnight after Jason had repaired it. So it's been like 2 days curing, then another day of curing with Boss. And then I just decided, I have all these colors. You can probably see the yellow over there, and I have a deep blue, and I really wanted just to paint it white. And it is a child size. Like, I can sit on it. It does open up. I can't touch it right now because the paint up there is wet. And it has really neat little details down here that was lost in the dark wood. Hello, Letha. Letha. Happy Sunday. I'm so anxiety ridden. By the way, my name is Zan. I'm with the Other Side Vintage. I'm supposed to say that in the beginning. Please follow us on links to YouTube, Etsy, eBay, Instagram. All our links are available at www.theothersidevintage.com. And we are in Tallahassee, Florida, and you can call us at 850-224-6666, which spells moon. Okay, back to this. So I was going to just leave it white and go over it with, because this is the primer white, and I was going to paint it white, but I'm so tired of white, and I think it's because it's fall. And anyways, I was doing a, of course I don't have everything with me, a stencil, you can see this, for Christmas, that I'm getting some things ready for Christmas. And this green right here, the tree, I used it with a color, and then I dirtied it up with some dark. And anyways, I decided I'm going to do this green because in a kid's room or in a foyer or whatever, it's very small. Just know it's child size. Green is a neutral, and with us all being stuck inside, we all miss the trees outside and stuff with the COVID and being safe. So green. I don't usually go towards green, but I'm doing green. So I'm using my OS brush. Because of all the little things, little nicks and stuff, I am using this instead of my usual, sorry, I'm switching sides, the flat. This one gets in those creases a little bit better. You can see the difference. So, okay, I am in the way a little bit. Let's see if I can move this over without it falling. So yeah, I'll be in the way for a minute. So because of all the, see those little insets, they'll show up more. And it has those little wooden dots that they stick on, those little things. And it has all these little scuff places and places where it's been damaged. I have to fill in all that with paint on top of the boss. So I am just going to basically get the paint in there. So I'm going to have to paint horizontally. I'm right in the way, aren't I? Yeah, I am. I'm going to have to paint horizontally, vertically, and a little bit of cross hatch to make sure all these little damaged spots get filled in. Now the damage is not like it's not usable. It's damage as in wear and tear, lovingly used since the 70s. So I'd say 60s or 70s based on what it was made of. So just like me, this piece is 50 years old or older. Can you start to see now? See how compared to over there, the white doesn't make it pop as much. And now you can start to see just from me going across those little accent pieces. So I'm going to get my brush and I'm going to go down into that in here. Really work it in because it's wood and it's got some little divots and stuff. So I also have to use the pouncing motion. Using this brush and pouncing is very easy to do compared to using my flat mini. The flat mini will go in there, but when you pounce it, I want to leave this brush a little bit better smooth. And this one, it'll easily wash out, and then these bristles, when I get it together and rinse it out, I will put it together like this and let it dry, and it'll come back together. But it's perfect for getting into all these little places. This is going to need 2 to 3 coats. Again, can you see that now? The reason I'm going across, this is actually a cut with a saw. It looks like, I don't know how someone did that, but this cut goes from here to here. It's an actual cut. We had to manipulate it and glue it back. Again, it is solid as it can be. There's no problems now. It's just when you're painting, you want to make sure, because normally if this was just flat, I would go left to right, left to right, left to right. But because it has this lip, and underneath this opening piece it has a lip, and I am going to get underneath there later, and because of this cut and I don't want the paint to drip, I'm going every which way. So now I'm going up. And you'll see that the boss in the white comes back through because I'm just putting a real thin coat. I'm not putting a thick coat on. I could put a really thick coat on this and maybe only have to do 2 coats, but it's better to go in thin coats. Just like when you're painting your fingernails, it's better to do a thin coat and do like 2 or 3. And yes, this paint has a built-in leveling and primer and sealer. You don't have to seal it, but just like again back to fingernails, sometimes you want to put a clear coat on first, and then, which is what this primer would be, and then I'm going to do 2 or 3 thin coats, and then I am going to seal this. Sorry, the sunlight's coming in and you can see the glare. See on my arm? That's the sunlight. See if I turn it. Nope, it's just because of my blinds, the way they're open and the sun coming in. So I'm trying to keep this from dripping by just going thin and going back over this section. But as it's drying, it'll start pulling the paint back. So you just want to make sure no drips, and then just keep going. And then on the second and third coat, it'll give it a full coverage. All right, so here we go again. Up and down on this part. This part has to be horizontal, and then filling in that crevice with the tips of the paintbrush, and then back horizontal and back up to give it a thin, nice, even coat and make sure there's no drips. And then that's that little wood button that they put in the 60s and 70s. It's just like a, it's basically, there's a screw in there, and it's a screw hole, and they put these little round things, you'll see them, they look like wood, to cover the screw hole. That was a style back then. Alright. Wow, this is really green, huh? Not my favorite color personally, but let me tell you, when you see the before of this, and I will post a picture, you will be shocked. I feel like, again, rescuing animals and rescuing furniture are similar in that you find it, you know it needs a good home, it doesn't need to be put down. That sounds horrible, but it's true. Someone was ready and had put it in the put down pile, and we saw it, Jason saw it and said, you still have a long life ahead of you. And so, repaired it, fixed it, and adding some paint to make it lovely again. And if they don't like green, whoever decides to take this piece home and rescue it and bring it into their life, their family, they can just paint over it, because once I clear it, all these paints are water-based, and the clear coats are also water-based, not oil, all natural, low VOC, so there's absolutely no smell right now in the house. And they can just paint right over it, even the clear coat. Even if I use wax, which is unheard of, the wax is made out of water-based. I know, that's crazy, but you can paint over the wax too. So I thought about putting a floral stencil or transfer on top of this green, but what if it's a boy's room, or what if whoever gets it wants there not to be flowers on it? You can also paint over transfers and stencils. Again, another thing I like is you can change it up. You could have this in your house, in your family, for decades by just using paint or transfers or stencils and paint right back over it again. You could change it up per season. If I painted this orange, it would be ready for Halloween. I was not going to paint this orange. But orange and green, FAMU colors, so there you go. Nothing wrong with either. And they go well together, as we know. Go Rattlers. Okay. Again, I'm just getting the brush. And I can see that this first coat is real thin. You can still see it's kind of streaky looking because the white of the boss is coming through. Because I'm only putting a real thin coat. And again, I have a habit of wanting to go back over it already because it's going to look really solid instead of streaky, but I know better. Do not, just let it dry. It's only going to take 20 minutes to dry. And then put another coat on it. Let that dry 20 minutes. Put another coat on it, and then I let it dry for several hours, and then I can seal it. It'll be ready. Gorge. It's going to be gorgeous. That's not true. I don't describe this piece as gorgeous. I mean, all pieces can be called gorgeous, but it's more user-friendly, fun, and lively. There you go. Instead of gorge, let's say lively. Because this green to me is like, I don't know, lively. Outdoors, trees. Let's see if I can turn this without dropping it. It's on 2. Yeah, there we go. Without hitting the piece behind it that I'm painting also. Now you can see the side. I'm going to go ahead and paint the side. I'm going to move you over without dropping you, I hope. There you go. I did. I got paint. That was my... because I got paint on a project I'm working on behind it. And I'm just going to wipe that off. Perfect. Thank goodness. Easy to wipe off if you get it in the first half hour. Close quarters here in the dining room floor when you've got several projects going at one time. Okay. Again, I'm loving this oval small brush. It really is working well. I could have used the mini, because I love the mini, but this brush is perfect for this. Alright, move the cord. Let's see. Move that back. Yes, you can see that fan and all the stuff in the way. There. Okay, and don't forget to get those little edges because this lifts up. So what I'm going to do is when I let this dry, I'm going to lift the top up and then I will get underneath. Oh, it's so hard to see because this is that cutout top. So this right, see that? See this edge? Okay, so I'm going to paint that once it's all dry. See this? This is what I'm talking about. I will go back and add paint all the way down and on the underside of this, leaving that for later. So just get your basics and then touch up the pieces later. That's what I like to do. Some people like to do the basics first and then do the whole piece, but then you don't know what parts need paint more so than others, so that's why I leave that for the last little bit. Then I can see what I'm really working with and what needs to be painted and what doesn't. Okay, this side does not have those indentures, those little indents. They're supposed to look like wood pieces. It does, however, have those, there it is again, those screw hole covers that are so famous for 60s and 70s furniture made in this style. And the brush going straight up and down, make sure you catch any drips around those screw holes and come back over it very lightly in a feathering style. If you leave drips, it takes so much longer just to sand those off, start all over, than it does to have patience, which is one of the things I do not have, but I've learned. If you have a little patience with that part, you'll save yourself hours of work. Same thing with stencils. The drier your stencil pouncer is, the better your design comes out, but you get in a hurry and you want to fill it up and pounce it on there quickly, and then you have to go back and fix it all. Patience. By the way, your kids can help you paint this if it's going in their room, because low VOCs, no smell, water-based means easy cleanup, like I just did when I bumped into my other project behind me. And so the kids can totally help you, and that way they can take ownership and pride. And so they'll paint it Meaning, like, if you don't like the green and you buy this and you rescue this and take it home, and let's say they're like 8 to 12, and then, you know, they get to be 16 and they want it to be, I don't know, blue. So then they can help you paint it blue. And then let's say they go off to college and they take it with them and then they want it to be red. Or you leave it at home and then after they graduate, they take it to their new home with their new wife and children and they put it in their own children's room. Maybe then it becomes red. This piece can last decades. It's a great piece. It can be put in the foyer as a storage space and drop off your keys and everything in that you need to, like a med room. It can be used at the end of a bed in a kid's room or an adult's room. Lots of storage. So there's so many different things that this piece can be done. All right, let's see if I can turn it again without dropping it. I know this is a bad view because of the light coming in. Oh. Okay. There. I know those lights. So that is what we're looking at. Let's see if I can raise this up and show you. See the top? See how it's streaky? That's because that's just one coat. And I did a thin coat because I didn't want any drips. Now, this has been drying for a little bit, so I'm going to show you what I was talking about. So I go ahead and do the basics, and then I go back, and I'm going to have to do the edges of the casing and the top. See how underneath it's still, you see a little bit of the white boss, and then you see the green. I'm going to fix that up. Now, I can either paint the inside a really great color. I could do something like hot pink, or blue, or white, or polka dots, or I could put a transfer in there, or I could do a stencil, or wallpaper, or decoupage, or I can leave it plain wood so people can see the beauty of this vintage 1960s, 70s era piece. Alright, first coat done. The main thing is, when you're doing a project, like this one's been sitting here quite a while, just jump in. Go ahead and get it started. So first coat done, I can wait 20 minutes and go put a second coat in, or things could happen because we're open today till 5 and we get questions and maybe it sits for a day or two till I get back to it. But just getting started has me motivated. Now, if I hate the green, which green is not my favorite color normally, look how green that is. That's a Brooklyn green. If anyone knows Brooklyn, that's a Brooklyn green. She did her whole room that color. And her office at the other side vintage. She did it in green. That green. So, it actually leans a little yellowish, but I don't know if that's just because my lighting source or what. But again, it reminds me of nature and trees, and we're all stuck inside with COVID, so how fun is that? All right, you guys, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to work on some other projects. Can you see those? See the yellow and the blue behind me? Yeah. I'm still working on those as well. All right, enjoy the day. Go paint something, draw something, take a photo. Post a picture of an animal, something kind, something positive. Do not talk politics. Grass and flower transfer across bottom. That's a great idea, actually. The only thing I'm worried about is that too specific and will limit the people who want to purchase it. Although, again, they can paint over the transfer if they don't like it. They can totally paint over the transfer. Even after it's adhered and sealed, they can go right over it. So, we will see. But anyways, post something positive. Let's not talk politics. Let's not talk about anything but positive. Art, outdoors, family, fun, creation. Create something. Do something. Collect pine cones. I don't know. Do something positive, and that sounds all hippy-go-dippy, but it's true right now. I'd much rather see pictures of the deer in your yard. Thank you, artist Barbara Simmis, for showing us those wonderful baby deer that have come into her yard, and her cardinals, and you're a spicy chicken. Anyways, then I would to see you post about who you want to vote for. Do vote. Do register to vote. It may already be too late. Do vote, whatever. See, I'm going into politics, but I'm just saying vote, but post pictures of animals and cute things. Thank you, you guys. TheOtherSideVintage.com. Follow us on Instagram, please, and YouTube. Please tell your friends. I can't say the word S-H-A-R-E. It's against the rules on Facebook. I don't know why, but I can say sprinkle this video. Don't know why, but there you go. Thank you for watching. I'm Zian. We're family owned. Thank you for supporting our local business at Railroad Square. Check out www.railroadsquare.com and check out all our neighbors. Thank you. Bye, Lisa.